We have so many stories in our lives, but our stories are not always heard. On the Hear My True Story podcast, we tell our own true stories.
Before the white car backed, our head teacher had scattered. Looking at him, I could only see his tie that was flying backwards, waving at us, and he disappeared in thin air.
I want to share my life story. I want to share my voice with the people because I know that just a small joke I can tell through this podcast, it will make someone smile.
When you ask me what I fear most in life, I would definitely respond to you and say it's fear itself.
We are fighting for togetherness. We are fighting for equal rights. We are fighting to end injustice.
You don't have to be a storyteller or writer because, guess what? Life writes the best stories.
Hear my true story.
Look at me falling for you, babe. This could be all you wanted. I've been dancing around this feeling since you came around. I've been dancing around and I'm feeling 10 feet off the ground. Since you came around, since you came around.
This is your favorite time of the week with your number one podcast.
Hear my true story.
Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome back to Hear My True Story podcast. It is me, your host, Otako. And well, this is a new week. What a wonderful week. Well, my dear listeners, this is so funny, but maybe it is fun for you guys. I still have my wonderful friend who was once a co-host and she disappeared. But now she likes it when she comes as a guest because of her own terms. No time to waste. Yeah. So today in this wonderful episode, we are going to talk about stories of dating, true stories, because this is Hear My True Story. Perhaps my guest is going to share with me some interesting, wonderful, different stories about online dating, and maybe compared to dating in countries where we come from, where there's no online dating. Yeah, I'm just saying like that because I'm older. And I've not experienced that. I'm from a country which is East Africa, Uganda, where online came and we didn't know even about online dating. It was always on the street or on the corner or in the trading center or in the town. Yeah. So, well, before I talk so much, I want you to introduce yourself again. For those who are listening for the first time to know who is behind the microphone.
Yes, hey. Thank you so much for having me. This is your girl, Carol J. Smith. Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Carol J. Smith. You know, we just brought back this about the thing of online dating because in the last episode we talked with you talked about making friends, how difficult it is. And then you said, no, if you can't make friends in Germany, then how do you expect dating to be easier in Germany?
Yeah, you know.
I don't date because I'm a married man and I have my beautiful wife and a beautiful daughter and we are here happy. So tell me, what is your story?
I have so many stories.
What makes it so difficult to date in Germany?
Oh, well, I am single since I think 1 year or 2 years, I think right now. I'm not so sure.
You don't know, maybe you are single to you when there was someone who contacts you every day.
No. So I'm single since May 2021 or something like that. I'm really not so sure.
Yeah, it's good not to be sure.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I really don't need to know.
We
That's
just
true.
talk about stories, experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I come from Uganda. And in Uganda, I had really had very different experiences. Like, you're dating someone. Before this relationship ends, you're already into the next relationship. Like, you don't be single at all. Like, really, don't laugh. This is how it was in Uganda, You already know that you're going to break up with someone, and still someone is already there available, and you already start this new relationship a little bit, not like so exclusive. You try to get to know someone while you're in the other relationship. Then you break up with this, and then you enter this one. So this is how it has always been. This is how it was for me.
So it was a train travel.
Yes.
You book one ticket from another station. So this one is almost ending. You book another ticket. Oh, interesting.
Just like that.
Yeah, interesting.
And I had never been single in Uganda. I didn't know how it felt to be single. So I come to Germany. Oh my God. First month. Oh, I was really feeling so single. So I was calling. So my boyfriend, by then, before I left Uganda, I told him, I'm not coming back. Don't wait for me. I told him, I know I'm not coming back. I know, because I don't know how my life is going to be when I reach there. But I know, please just don't wait for me. Because I thought life is going to continue the way how it was in Uganda. That this train was ending, now I'm catching the next one. I was there. Things were tough. 1 month, single. 2 months, single. 3rd month, single. 3rd month, I'm like, what is wrong? I remembered my ex. I called him. Because, I was missing being in a relationship. Because for me, from the first time I entered a relationship, no pause, like no break. So I was missing that kind of life. So then I came, and then after I started, I talked to my friends about it. I'm like, hey, you guys, you know what? I really feel lonely, even when I was there in Vangen. It is like a village, people are not young, people are old. Even the younger ones are too young, or they are not vibing with you. They have a different kind of perspective to life, and I have a different kind of perspective, so we couldn't connect also. So it was literally just me and also the old people there, and I could literally hang out with old people. So my friends tell me, Carol, do you know how dating it's done here? I'm like, no, I don't know. How is it done? So they tell me online. So I went on the very first app that I joined. Then they told me that I could join. So they told me a number of apps that I could join. And then I honestly didn't even know how to make my own profile. My friend had to help me do it, because I was like, when you go to that dating app, they were like, you have to say, who are you looking for? Are you a man? You say, yes, I'm a man. Then who are you looking for? Are you looking for a man or a girl or a woman? So I had to pick a man, because I want to date a man. So then after how old, you have to put in the range of the age you want to date. So then after that step, you go to talk about yourself. So I'm like, how do I start talking about myself? So my friend was like, you put your age, your name, you put your interests, what you want from the person you want to date. So it's like a questionnaire. You have to put in, sometimes even have to put in the color of your eyes. Sometimes you put in your height, you put in your colors, your skin color, your race, you put in like all those things, because so it's like, sometimes currently I feel like it's like a shop, like you go, you swipe left or right. I think if you swipe left, I'm not so good with right and left.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think if you swipe right, you like the person. If you swipe left, you don't like the person. If I'm wrong, either way, So you go, you have to read, so you read someone's profile, you say, okay, what does this, which color is this person, which race is this person, which
employed,
unemployed. So either you swipe right or you swipe left. So if this person also swipes you right, if it's the correct thing, if this person swipes you right, it's like they say it's a match, So then you can start writing to each other. So the very first guy I accepted, from that date, like from
Tell me. Yeah. That guy.
Yeah. So this guy, everyone that I was getting, I did not like them. So this guy, I wrote with him. This guy was coming from Hamburg. This guy was coming from Hamburg. He was even my first boyfriend in Germany. So this guy, we talk, we write, then he drives to Wangen to see me. He booked a hotel, then he was sleeping in the hotel, then we spent the weekend together. It was nice. He was like, the way how he looked like in the photos, it was really nice.
It was not a shock.
It was not a shock.
Okay.
Yeah. So we dated for like, I think a few months. So this guy went back to Hamburg. The next time he came to Hamburg, he wanted to shift. He was shifting to Wangen. He came with his luggage. He came with everything of his.
So he didn't have so much actually.
he had his family in Hamburg. This guy, when he went back, he looked for a job. He looked for a job in Wangen, in Allgäu. So for me, this thing shocked me. I was like, are you moving to Wangen because of me? Because for me, I was even like at that time where I was planning to leave Wangen, I was planning to shift to Stuttgart. So this guy comes with his luggage. The next meeting we had, he came with everything. I was really shocked. We did not talk about it. So I asked him about it. He was like, oh, I want to shift to Wangen. I want to be near you. I'm like, okay. But we did not talk about this. So for me, it was so shocking. I started getting scared.
It's not even dating, it's getting just direct to
married.
Since you came around,
So then, I don't know this guy so well. So we started getting to know each other. So when we started getting to know each other, I realized that this guy, his best thing to do was being in the supermarket. This guy liked going to the supermarket.
Okay.
Just
to do what?
There, to walk around. This, for me, supermarkets.
That was his hobby.
Oh, it is his hobby.
Oh, yeah.
Supermarkets stress me out. Like, I really don't like shopping. I like shopping clothes. But also online. This guy, we went. So he was like, oh, let's go. He was even driving extra. We go to Aldi because Aldi was kind of far from me. We go to Aldi. The guy even put his hands at the back, showing that he's interested. He was looking from one thing to another. I was so stressed. Like, this thing was really annoying me. I was like, no. The next day, he didn't want to do anything. He was on the couch. He just wanted to watch football. I was praying to God, please.
Was that marriage already?
I don't know.
That funny guy.
So I told him, I think after 1 month, so he got an apartment. He got his job. He started working. After 1 month.
Does he work in a supermarket?
No. He was like a software engineer.
Those are problems. It's okay. No, I'm not saying all software engineers are problems, no.
But he
was a problem.
He was a very big problem. I'm a very outgoing person. I like being outside. I like, really being outside.
I know you.
He was quite the opposite of me.
You have ever told a story about you being outside?
So after this, I went. So I the next month I planned to shift. So to shift to Stuttgart. Even I went 1 month before. I planned. Even I had no Wohnung. I had nothing. But I wanted to run away from this guy. So I even did not even have the courage to tell him that, hey, I really don't want anything to do with you, because I was feeling guilty and feeling bad because he shifted from Hamburg to Wangen.
Was a stalker?
Maybe. So this guy, yes, he was a stalker. So this guy, I shipped to Stuttgart. He was like, oh, now I told him, okay, maybe we shall be seeing each other. First weekend, he came to Stuttgart to visit me. Second weekend, I was like, no, I don't want to visit you. I have things. I want to get to know people, blah, blah, blah. By this time, even I did not have a Wohnung. I was staying an apartment. I was staying at a friend of a friend's place. So then after I got my apartment, then he came also and visited me in my apartment. Like after 1 month after that, I broke up with him. I told him, but hey, really, I don't want anything to do with it. I feel like we don't connect. We don't match. How this dating app said that we are a match.
An educator who talks with people with a soft English. Maybe. Plus a supermarket.
Yeah.
I've been dancing around and feeling 10 feet off the ground. Your love is all I ever wanted. Your love is all I ever.
Went to the app again to look for my other match.
Tell me about the other match.
Hey, I tell you. So I went on the same app because it was kind of easy for me. I don't want to tell the app because people are going to go on the app looking for me. Because I'm back on the app. So I joined the app again. The first person I met up, this guy sends me his pictures. Oh my God, that guy was so good looking. I was like, this is my guy. So the guy were like, okay, maybe let us meet. I remember this day was raining when we met. It was raining. And I had an umbrella. And then the guy told me like, okay, you let's, because I asked him where are we going. He was like, oh, it's just a surprise. I'm like, I don't like surprises on the first date. I would like to know where we are going. Then he told me that we are going to a restaurant. Like it was, it's like a Mauritius, this restaurant. I think it's a Mexican or something like that restaurant. I really like their food. So he was like, yeah, this is where we are going. So then I told him, okay, send me the address of the restaurant. Maybe we meet there. Then he sends me the address of the restaurant. And then in that time we were texting when I was coming. Then he tells me, when you reach the U-Bahn station, you tell me. I tell him when I reached the U-Bahn station. Oh, you will not believe. The guy was fat. The guy was tall.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Maybe fat can make other people feel bad. Let's say that the guy was not your expectation.
But I have to tell the people because the way how he sent me the pictures when he was very muscular, like he was masculine, like he was bodybuilder. He was going to the gym, This is why I am saying this, If he had told me, if he had showed me that already, if he had shown me who he is already, I wouldn't complain because then I knew who I was going to meet, But then you send me a picture of you having dreads, of you having hair, and then the next time I see you have a bald head. Like literally, send me when you are the way how you. Okay.
Since you came around, I've been dancing around and feeling 10 feet off the ground. Your love is all I ever wanted. Your love is all.
Yeah, my dear listeners, it's just that she talked about dreads. I had dreads. But it happens that my pictures that are online, they have me with dreads right now. I have no dreads.
Yeah.
When people ask for my picture, I tell them, okay, I don't want to put any more picture online. I don't want to have any more new picture of myself online. Maybe he didn't want that.
Yeah, but this is a dating app. You want to date this person. This person has to love you for who you are, for how you look like, not for who you were. People go through things. People go through processes. Let's say you would find me in a situation of my life right now when I'm not doing okay. Then the next time we meet, I'm doing perfectly fine, I need to see that person, You understand? Tell me about the person who you were, but don't show me through pictures. So for me, I was honestly very shocked because I was like, he said, I'm here, and I was looking for the person. But
you were just in front of him.
Then he came and stood in front of me and he's like, Kara, I'm like, no, I'm not, like, no, I'm looking for someone else. I'm like, and he was like, no, it's me. I'm like, oh, really? Wow. I'm really not a bad person. Honestly, I'm not a bad person. I don't make comments. I don't body shame anyone. I don't do that. Like, oh, okay. And I didn't comment on it. I didn't say anything. So we went. Then he was like, oh, hi. We just talked normal. Like, I already knew what was going on. Like, I already knew what was going on. So we went to the restaurant. So when we reached the restaurant, so we started eating. He was like telling me how passionate he is about food, and I also told him, oh, I also love food. Please stop laughing. Please stop laughing. When you laugh, you make me laugh too. Yeah. So he was telling me about how passionate. Yeah. Anyways, so we ate, and then we also had because we had planned to go for dinner and then go for cocktails later. But for me, I had this grudge on my heart. Otako, beat stop, please. Sorry. So I had a grudge on my heart because I was like, no, why would you lie to me to this extent? Why would you make me believe, or why would you make me think that you're a different person, And the way how he was talking, he was saying, oh, for me, I like you. I like your figure. I like the way how you look. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Because I didn't know what to say, Then after, we went for the cocktails at the bar because this Mauritius is really big. They have a restaurant part and then a bar part. So we went to the bar part, and I'm like, I really have something that is really bothering me. Then he's like, okay, what is wrong? Don't you like the way how I look? I'm like, it's not that I don't like how you look. It's that you showed me different pictures, He was like, oh, maybe I was scared that you don't want to go on a date with me, Then I told him, let it be my choice. You understand? Let it be my choice, because it's not that also I'm just going with anyone who is like bodybuilder. No. Because there are things that I like and things that I don't like. Let's say I don't like someone who smokes. Even if you put on your profile that I smoke sometimes, you are a no-go for me. It's not that I don't like the people who smoke, but for me, I don't like my partner to be smoking because it's going to be smelling for me. It is going to, So those things, you understand. And for me, it's not that I don't want someone who is like heavy, a kind of heavyweight. It's not that, I want the personality, not how they look.
Not the body, but how you...
Exactly. Yeah.
But tell me the truth. That's the starting point of everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
I want someone who is honest, and I want someone who also allows me to make my own choice. You understand? Like, do I want to go out with you, or do I not want to go out with you? Because then you charm me with all these things, all the talks, all the pictures, and then after you're like, I'm looking different. Anyways,
it was a shocking date.
It was a very shocking date, but I enjoyed the food. That's for sure. I really enjoyed the food. So
you appreciate he has a passionate for food.
Yeah. Yes, he really. Yeah, he knew what he was talking about. That's true for sure. But then after that date, I also told him that hey, I know. For me, I'm not saying that I don't like you because of how you look like. I don't like you because of you not being honest in the first place, because I'm looking, even in my profile, I had written, I want someone who is honest. And if you miss this small bit of my profile, this is so important to me, because I'm going to be honest to you. I'm going to tell you everything. And that's at least the least that I expect back, So he was like, okay, I'm really sorry about that. I hope we can get... try differently. I told him, for me, I'm open to have a friend. I'm open to being a friend with you. Yeah, but more
friend circle.
Yes, exactly. I friend zoned him already.
Yeah.
So then we moved
So
on.
do you meet him once in a while to eat food? Because
No, he invited me to that we go in a restaurant. He wanted to try out some French food, some restaurant, but I did not have time that day. I did not have time. Then we met. I think after 2 months from that date, we met. After 2 months, then we went to eat in an Asian restaurant. Yeah. But then after that, I never met him again because also his working schedule different from mine, and so. Yeah, and then different. You meet such people, who always show you differently. Someone tells you that I'm 6 feet tall, or I'm like really tall. I don't even know what 6 feet tall looks like, but someone tells you like I'm this tall. No, 180 centimeters, and then someone comes when they're 160 centimeters, or when they are 150 centimeters. I feel like you just have to be authentic. You just have to be truthful.
Truthful it is, like I'm not so tall, I'm not so short, I'm in between.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Because you said you don't understand feet tall, this feet what, this mathematics things of calculating numbers is not a thing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But just someone being honest, the other person. Anyways. Then after that, then I met my ex-boyfriend. Then I met him. I met him in Stuttgart. Because I was...
Not on online dating?
No.
Okay, first wait. So for you think, because you said online dating, do you think online dating makes sense really? In Germany, in a society where there is difficulty in making friends, because from friends you can become...
relationship. You can have a relationship. For the society, it does. Because honestly, I wasn't that kind of person who supported it. But I was there waiting for my person, but my person did not come. You understand what I mean? That I was not online, and when I was not online, they did not come. And then also the way how I met my ex is that I was waiting for my date.
Okay, now that's a good story.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you had another date?
Yes.
Okay.
So I had another date. So I had another date with this guy. Oh my God, this guy was, I'm sorry to use this word, but he was kind of weird. This guy comes on a date. He wanted to sell things. Like he has his own, he's selbstständig. He has his own...
he's self-employed.
Self-employed.
Yeah.
He makes milk, like this bio milk, I don't know, from oats or something like that. Then he also makes like a pulver, like powder from cacao. He makes it himself. He was from a job, coming to meet me for 30 minutes, then he goes to another job. And I was like, when he came, he was already late, literally 30 minutes. So this is how I met my ex. So I was standing there close to DM, and then he was, I don't know what he was doing.
DM is a shopping
center.
It's a famous shop all over maybe Germany here.
Yeah. So I was waiting in front of this shop, and then he comes and he was also standing there. And then I was looking at the picture, and then looking at him, and looking at the picture, and then looking at him, because I was, you don't know who you're going to meet.
Yeah, after the experience.
Yeah.
You were like, I need to be sure. Okay.
Exactly. So he was also like standing a few meters away from me. Then I asked him, are you this so-and-so? He's like, no. Then he asked me, are you here waiting for someone? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. I'm also waiting for my friends, but they are late. I'm like, okay, they're also late. And he asks me, where are you from? Then I tell him, I'm from Uganda. Then he's like, oh, my uncle also lives in Uganda. So this is how we became like, friends with him. How I became friends with him.
Yeah.
So he was also waiting, I think, for like 15 minutes. Then we talked. He was telling me how he was in Uganda. Then he made this experience where he was on a border, a motorcycle, and the guy packed, and so many people came close to him and all calling him Muzungu, and he was like getting scared that they are going to rob him. And then I was like, then after people were just making fun of him, like they were just making like, they were not trying to rob him, but they were just making him scared. Yeah.
I mean, for my dear listeners, Muzungu is a Swahili word that means a wanderer, someone who walks without knowing where they are going. They never reach where they are going. Yeah. So these white people came to Africa, trying to discover things that Africans already knew. And African people from the East Africa at the coast said, these people keep wandering around, but they never reach. Anazunga.
Yeah.
Niyo nani muzungu anazunga. Wanderer, just wandering around. So that's what muzungu means. So a white person in East Africa, you'll be called a muzungu. So that's how you go to start a conversation with your ex.
Yes. So then after he left, because his friends came, then he said bye, but then we exchanged contacts. Then he went. And then my date came.
The online date.
The online date.
Oh, online date.
This guy came when the shoes were dirty. He was really showing that he walked. I'm really sorry for this.
Stop. In Germany, if someone walks and the shoes are dirty, they are dirty people.
I tell you, this is also what is written in my app. If you come with your dirty shoes. There is also another story. Let me finish so I'll tell you another. So then after this guy, he was showing that he has no time. He has only time for his business. I told him, hey, you know what? We don't have to do this today. Yeah. If you're going for your business, you can go do your business because you're already late for me. And then you're also going to be late for your appointment. And I also really don't want to waste your time, you know, because for me, I know that it's really not going to work out. I'm late. I also be late most of the times, but at least I tell someone that I'm going to be late. And also I come at least 15 minutes late, not 30 minutes. That's really not polite, you know.
That's really
just
impolite.
Right now, yes. It's impolite. So then after he agreed, he said, okay, maybe we can make a date next time. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's make a date next time. But it never happened because for me, after that, I unmatched him.
Enjoying this episode? Leave a review now.
Hear my true story.
Look at me falling for you, babe. This could be all you wanted. I've been dancing around this feeling since you came around. I've been dancing around and I'm feeling 10 feet off the ground. Since you came around, since you came around.
The other story. I met this guy, was looking cute. He was looking nice. The things we had same interests, like, you know, it was really like, yeah.
Perfect online date.
Perfect. I was like, yes, I made myself look beautiful. I think you know me.
I know you can.
I dressed up, high heels. I put on a good dress. I made my makeup, my hair on point. I met the guy who was dirty. The guy was dirty from toe to up. The shoes. He had white shoes that turned to brown. Black brown, like literally dirty. I was like, you know, we walked, I think 5 feet because we wanted to first go for Spaziergang. You know, this is the typical date thing for the Germans. Spaziergang.
Yeah, taking a walk.
Taking a walk.
That's in English.
Yeah. We wanted to go take a walk for a few minutes, and then after we go sit down. After taking 5 steps, the whole time I was like hustling in my brain, no, people cannot see me walking with you. I told him, then I stood there like, oh, I have. I told him my stomach is hurting. He's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. Maybe we could go, like the shops were open. Maybe we could go get an aspirin or something like that. I told him, no. I just need a warm bottle. I want to go home. Literally, we did not leave the place where we met. I just couldn't work with this person.
Did he say, is it that person in his profile?
No.
He was that guy perfect.
Yes. He was the perfect match. But reality, he wasn't the perfect match. He was someone, he was so dirty. Oh my God, he was so dirty. He was so dirty, like so dirty. And I felt like he was kind of stinking. It was summer. And he was, you sweat. And I feel like he was not using a deo. And he was really not, because when I hugged him, I really wasn't happy. My nose was not happy. I told him I have stomach problems. I'm going home. Then I went home. Then when I reached home, the other story of DM, then when I reached home that day, my ex wrote me. Then we met, I think, after 2 days or the next day. Then we went in a bar. It was really nice. We really vibed. It was nice. We started dating. Then I went off the dating app. Then we broke up.
That's interesting. That's a story for another day.
Okay.
But so it seems dating apps are people are using them. Some get dates from them.
Yeah. Some get dates. People get dates. Some even get married from them.
Interesting.
Yeah. People get.
I mean, from the culture I come from, we never had dating apps in Uganda. Now they are there, but people don't trust online dating.
Yeah, true. That's true. I also go there with 2 hearts. Either or. Oh, by the way, I was like from.
Yeah, I mean, you can say you take it as a hobby. Online dating.
Not as a hobby. I'm looking for love.
You have people who love you around you. Maybe don't see them.
Okay, no. No, I know. Yeah. People love me. That's true. Thank you so much for everyone who loves me. And I love you too.
Can you tell someone to use dating apps from your personal experiences and your personal stories? Could you recommend someone to ever use dating apps?
I mean, they could try, but they have to be so careful about those things. Like, you really have to be very careful using dating apps. Yeah, but you can try. I think it's okay to try. Yeah, it's okay, because I also made my own experiences, and other people make different experiences, The people who get like their person on the first date, and they don't have to go through all that. Yeah, so that's why it's better that you do your own experiences. It's a personal thing. You want to try, you try. There are also people who also take this thing like okwetega. How did you explain that?
Positioning yourself.
Let's say you dress up nicely, you go to a bar or you go to a restaurant, wait for people to come and talk to you. It also works for some people. But for me, I really don't trust myself doing that. Yeah, but I thought about doing it, like I just go.
Go to Berlin.
To
the big cities.
But I also don't want a long distance relationship. I want someone who is there, that I'm going to meet. We go for bowling. We go, do those activities in the evening. Yeah.
Spazieren gang. Taking walks.
I don't like taking walks. That is a different thing. I don't want my first date to be taking walks. No. Let's go for a picnic. Let's take coffee, Yeah. Let's sit somewhere.
Coffee is good.
Yeah, because I want somewhere where we sit.
But you don't take coffee.
I drink tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You can take your coffee. I will drink my tea, eat my kuchen cake. And I want to look at someone when I'm talking, so that I at least see the facial expressions, But when you're taking a walk, someone is on your side. Like you have to always, turn to look at the person. I prefer where we sit down, look at each other. Spaziergang can be after or before, and then we go sit down after, but not just Spaziergang. And you go for Spaziergang for 2 hours, yet even you're not going to like this person.
2 hours? God. Are you trying to...
Do you know Germans?
Yeah, I know them.
You go Spaziergang, 2 hours. There is a place where you can walk for almost 2 hours in Stuttgart, from this end to the other end, and coming back. You walk more than, I don't know how many kilometers.
It's more like you've gone for sport.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. personal stories about
Some of my
personal stories of online dating. I know we cannot finish all of them.
No.
So I just tried sometimes to stop you,
Yeah.
but I can try to guide so that some people get to understand what we are talking about. Yeah. But in Uganda, you didn't experience any point of online dating.
Never. I never went on. I started that here in Germany. I never went to online dating in Uganda. Yeah. It was just like normal. Someone comes, talks to you, hey, I like
And then you become friends.
You either become friends, and then after you become boyfriend, girlfriend, or someone tells you directly, hey, I'm looking for someone. Are you also interested? You can get to know each other. That's how it was, and that's how it is in Uganda. And it's very hard to find someone who is single in Uganda.
Yeah, maybe, but me, I was single many times.
For you, because you had your problem.
I'm an old age person. Dating in Uganda was a different story. Yeah.
For me, it was very interesting. I enjoyed dating in Uganda.
But do you enjoy dating in Germany, online dating?
No.
Or would you go for online dating? Or would you go for physical meeting?
I would rather go for physical meeting than online dating because it takes so much time being on the phone, like texting, and I'm really not so good at texting. I'm really so good at talking, but not texting. I cannot put those things from my mouth or from my mind to the text. No, it's hard.
I get that.
Yeah.
Because you are a person who works with people. That means you talk.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. I like your story of online dating. So, my dear listeners, without wasting your time, do you have a question for me? You don't have any question for me.
Because I know your dating life.
You don't know my dating life. I'm older than you.
Not your dating life, but how you got married.
Story
of getting married.
How I got my wife.
Yeah.
It's a normal story.
Yeah.
It was not online dating. No.
Yeah. It was a physical story.
Yeah, it was a physical story. I met my wife. Not online, because I personally was not an online person. I don't know even how online dating works. It was all about meeting and talking to people. Yeah. That's how you meet someone, you talk to them, you become friends, you become girlfriends and boyfriends, or boyfriends, or girlfriends, married.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my life.
Yeah. So anyway, it is almost 11 in the night. We have to be going to bed.
Yeah.
But at least you have given me your time. So by the time you leave, I have some episodes to share with our dear listeners. So I want to say to my dear listeners, those who have been following this conversation, I hope you learned something. But I'm not here to teach you about online dating. I'm here to just share with you some people's experience and their personal stories of dating online. We did not talk much about them, but some of them we shall next time when there is a question or something that raises from the listeners. If you have a comment or you have anything you want to comment, you can comment from any listening app that you are listening to this wonderful episode. And for those who can see our description, there is a link. You can definitely write me a text and say, well, Otako, thank you for your wonderful episodes, because it's really, really, really not funny when you sleep at around in the midnight trying to make an episode and people cannot even tell you thank you for that wonderful episode that you guys made, because that's what makes us keep going. Sometimes I feel like I talk to myself and maybe there's no one listening. Of course, I've got some feedback from people. That's why I keep going on. Yeah, please guys, go to the description, see a link there, write us a text. Appreciate. Yes. Do you have anything to say? Online dating experiences or anything you have forgotten to talk about? No.
I will talk about it in the next episode.
Oh, wow.
Of online dating.
Yes. Interesting. Well, my dear listeners, I would like to say myself as Otako. Bye for now, and
Carol J. Smith.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the wonderful conversation. And for now, bye.
Since you came around, since you came around.
We not only have voices for a podcast, but also faces for YouTube. Don't miss your next episode. Hear my true story.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, Music by Edwin Matovo, hosted and produced by Otako. Subscribe to our podcast for more stories and visit us on our website, hearmytruestory.com, for more stories. All the links are listed in the show notes of this podcast.